Hello, Stephanie Zima here with Walk It Free, where we heal, connect, and level up. Okay, so today I'm going to talk a little bit about emotional eating and how it is affecting your business. Let's get real. So many of us are in the health and wellness space, and you know as much as I do that emotional eating may be counterproductive to what it is that you are actually trying to achieve, right? So we all do it though, so don't feel bad. We all do it one way or another. We all are somehow stuffing our face when we have some stress, or when things are not going the way we want them to go, or something like that. So some of us are binge eating at the couch at night. Some of us are actually just celebrating with foods. And we all know we're going to go out for dinner, we're going to make it happen, and we're going to eat the cake and, do those things, right? We want to do these things because that is what society is telling us, we should be celebrating with food. However, it's not really going to be great when you are trying to sell health and wellness products, right? And if you're already a little bit overweight, yes, I'm gonna go there. If you are not totally super slender and ripped, that could be counterproductive to you actually creating the sales that you're looking to create. Okay, so we do have the endorphins with the emotional eating, with the eating of certain foods. The endorphins is what we are craving because we are actually not just, some of us are still maybe addicted to sugar, but, some of us are just literally trying to cover up some of the negative emotions that we are feeling. And especially when you're in business, the fear of rejection and all that stuff is kind of triggering to many of us who have abandonment wounds, or who have any other wounding trauma. So many of us actually struggle with that, right? So we don't know necessarily that we have abandonment wounds that could play into the reason why you are overeating. So if you are someone who has dieted and all the things, nothing works, and it's kind of a yo-yo, I want you to know that there is this emotional eating compound in there that probably is what's breaking your mojo there, right? Is that what I want to say? So yeah, we are eating for distractions of these negative emotions. Okay, so negative emotions can cause by just general stress of life, sadness, or even boredom, and temporarily the eating will provide a mood boost. Okay, so you're going to feel temporarily better and give you a sense of comfort. The problem is with this that after those happy emotions have passed, you're gonna go down and you are actually feeling worse because now you're having the guilt that is coming with it. You're gonna feel bad because you have, you didn't lose that week. Now maybe you're gonna even feel a lot of shame because maybe your team is losing more than you actually are losing, right? Maybe you are it can trigger so many emotions, and if you are dealing with this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so how can it affect your business now? That's really the meat and potatoes of our talk here today. Okay, how can it affect your business? As well as I do that when you're looking at social media, people are not necessarily buying the weight loss shake from the big people because they are like, I don't know if it's working for you, and if you have been with the company for a while and you're still kind of big, they might not want to buy from you because they're thinking that, it's not really working for you. And then the judgmental side comes in, and that's when many of the people in health and wellness kind of stop sharing about their products instead of leaning in. I need you to lean in. I want you to lean in. I want you to figure out what your emotional wounds and traumas are so you can overcome it. Because you know what, in the end, yes, we want to make sales, but we also want to be healthy ourselves. Right? We need to do that. So if you are dealing with that and you are trying to sell health supplements, just know that you have to be leaning in to your own healing. Otherwise, it's not going to be good for your sales because people are not going to believe you. They just simply will not believe that your supplements are working. Okay, so what can we do, right? What do you need to do? You need to dive into this personal development. You need to deal with those wounds, okay? Abandonment wounds are often at the origin, and abandonment can be abandonment from physical abandonment. Emotional abandonment is just equally as bad, okay? And emotional abandonment can simply be, it doesn't have to be anything like you grew up with narcissists, which many of you do, but it can be simple that your mom or your parent, or your father or your caregiver or whoever you grew up with was occupied trying to survive themselves, okay? Maybe they didn't, I'm sure they loved you, but maybe they were also occupied with their patterns, with their wounds, with their things that they were dealing with. And when you address a parent or a caregiver and they don't respond right away, they don't make eye contact maybe with you, they're just kind of like busy doing other things. Children have these emotional radars, and unfortunately they don't have all the data, so their radar may be off sometimes. So instead of being told like exactly why mom is super busy, mom doesn't want to bother the child and doesn't tell the child while she's busy, so the kid just kind of makes an assumption, mom must not love me because she's not looking at me, she's not paying attention to me, she's not spending time with me, she's like, and that probably is farthest away from the truth. But as a child, that is what you're kind of like taking in. That is the emotion that comes behind it, okay? So when you are then struggling with emotional eating, without having vetted and figured out your emotional state and whether or not you are dealing with emotional abandonment wounds, it's nonverbal, you guys. These emotions that are stuck inside of your behaviors are nonverbal, so they cannot be a thought in your brain. They're just somehow there, okay? They're somehow there, and they're affecting you today in those behaviors such as overeating, indulging, or like rewarding yourself at night for like that was one of the big things that I dealt with. Like I felt like when I hustled really hard all day long, I needed to reward myself at night with food, okay? And that needed to be replaced with understanding that I can reward myself in different ways, okay? So how do you do that? You have to first of all, you have to become aware. You have to become aware that if you are dealing with emotional eating, you have to get to the bottom of it. You have to identify your patterns. You have to figure out what exactly it is you're doing, what your thoughts are around it. You have to then deal with those wounds. You have to sit with those emotions. You have to feel them. You have to heal your inner child. If you guys haven't seen my reel on how I do my inner child healing, go look it up. Go search through my stuff and take a look at it and find that inner child healing. That's how I do it. You sit with your emotions and you heal it. And I also teach it in my mentorship group. But so that's how you do it. You deal with that, and then you also you have to replace those old habits with the new habits, okay? And through that, you are starting to heal that. So you have to really attack it, body, mind, and soul. Now, to be good in sales, okay, which we all want to be, right? You want to be good in sales. You have to deal with your environment. You have to have a good, clean, excellent environment. You have to focus, and you have to get your actions straight, okay? So you cannot be guided by the emotional feelings that you have about certain things. You have to actually get after it to be in control of your business, okay? So letting emotions rule is always a recipe for disaster. You have to have facts, and you have to have data, and you have to really come up with the strategy and the plan. So the problem is, though, many of us don't do it because A, we are not even aware that we have problems. B, we are like thinking it's normal. Somehow people have normalized eating. Somehow people have normalized to celebrate with food. And the problem on that is that it's really taking you so far away from where you want to be. that it's financially, it messes with your business. Physically, it's setting you up for prediabetes, diabetes, and so on and so forth. And emotionally, it keeps you trapped on these waves in the ocean, okay? You're like this boat that is being thrown from left to right, all the things. You're just being thrown away uncontrollably by these emotions, and that's a problem, okay? So you need to get onto the steering wheel. You need to become aware of what is going on. You need to figure out what patterns you're following, what is it that you're doing, and you need to really get into, you heal those emotional scars, you figure out your mission, your vision, your values, and your purpose for your life and for your business and what you want to do. And then you need to start disciplining those actions and implement and execute, you guys. Implement and execute. That is how you are going to win over and over, so that you can finally be in that steering wheel, you know, instead of being left, right, all over the place. You have to become into the steering wheel and steer where you want your life to go, where you want your business to go, where you want your relationships to go. Okay, so you gotta attack those self-sabotaging behaviors, you guys. Get after it, and life waits. You are missing the boat, so to speak. Okay, so if that was helpful, I would love to know in the comments. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel and check out the links on the top, you know, to my self-sabotaging course or class that you can purchase. It's vital that you attack those self-sabotaging behaviors that are keeping you from your very best self, and that are keeping you from making the income you want to make. Okay, all right, I hope this was helpful, and I see you next week. Bye.